Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that someone has been stealing $10 from your wallet every single day for the past 10 years. You'd call the police. You'd demand answers. You'd want your money back. But what if I told you that something very similar is probably happening right now, except it's completely legal? Not because a thief broke into your house, not because someone hacked your bank account, but because dozens of companies have become incredibly good at convincing you to hand over your money one tiny purchase at a time. The scary part isn't that you spend money, it's that you rarely notice where it's actually going. A streaming subscription here, a food delivery fee there, a buy now, pay later purchase, a coffee on the way to work, an upgraded phone plan, a new pair of shoes you didn't really need. Each purchase feels harmless, almost invisible, but together they create a financial leak so powerful that millions of people earning decent salaries still end every month wondering the exact same thing. Where did all my money go? Industry data consistently shows that in many developed countries, a large percentage of households live paycheck to paycheck, even among people earning well above the national median income. That means having a good job is no longer enough, because income isn't the only thing determining whether you build wealth. Your financial environment matters just as much. Every app on your phone competes for your attention. Every online store competes for your impulse. Every bank wants you borrowing. Every credit card company wants you spending. Every subscription hopes you'll forget it exists. Modern businesses no longer fight to sell you one product. They fight to become a permanent monthly payment. And once enough of those payments stack together, your paycheck arrives already spoken for. Before you've bought groceries, before you've paid rent, before you've invested a single dollar, before you've even had a chance to think. This isn't about blaming people for buying coffee. It's about understanding a system that quietly encourages spending while making saving feel painfully slow. Because once you see how the game actually works, you'll never look at your bank account the same way again.
Your grandparents lived in a very different financial world. Most people were paid in cash or deposited a paper paycheck into a local bank. Shopping meant physically visiting a store. If you wanted something expensive, you usually saved for it first. Spending money required effort, and that effort acted as a natural break. Today, that break is gone. Over the last 3 decades, technology transformed spending from an event into a habit. Cash gave way to debit cards. Debit cards gave way to credit cards. Then came contactless payments, digital wallets, one-click checkout, and buy now, pay later services. Every innovation promised convenience, and it delivered. But convenience came with a hidden cost. Behavioral economists have long observed that people tend to spend more when they don't physically hand over cash. Swiping a card or simply tapping a phone creates far less psychological resistance than counting bills. The pain of paying becomes almost invisible. Businesses quickly recognized this shift. Instead of asking, how do we sell more products, they began asking, how do we remove every possible reason a customer might hesitate? One-click purchasing, free shipping over a minimum order, limited time offers, personalized recommendations, push notifications, auto-renewing subscriptions, loyalty programs. These weren't random features. They were carefully designed systems built to keep money flowing out of your account with as little friction as possible. At the same time, wages in many developed countries struggled to keep pace with rising housing costs, healthcare, education, childcare, and everyday living expenses. Many households found themselves earning more than ever before, yet feeling financially worse off. To bridge the gap, credit became the answer. Banks expanded access to credit cards. Retailers introduced financing for almost everything. Even a meal, a pair of sneakers, or a concert ticket could now be split into multiple payments. Borrowing slowly became normal, then expected. Today, millions of people don't realize they're budgeting around yesterday's purchases instead of tomorrow's goals. The modern economy isn't simply built on earning money, it's built on keeping money moving. The faster you spend, the more profitable the system becomes. And that's where the real story begins.
The biggest lie about being broke is that it's simply the result of spending too much. In reality, the problem starts much earlier, before you even make a purchase. It starts with attention. Your attention has become one of the most valuable products in the world. Every time you unlock your phone, thousands of companies compete for a few seconds of your focus. Social media platforms, online stores, streaming services, and advertisers all use sophisticated algorithms to learn one thing: what makes you buy. Every click, every search, every product you pause to look at, every video you watch, every item left in your shopping cart. It's all data. That data helps companies predict what you'll want next, sometimes before you even realize it yourself. Open an online shopping app after searching for running shoes once, and suddenly they're everywhere. Scroll through social media after watching a travel video, and within minutes you're seeing airline deals, hotel discounts, luggage ads, and vacation packages. This isn't a coincidence. It's personalization. And personalization works. Industry reports consistently show that personalized recommendations significantly increase online spending because they remove the effort of searching. Instead of asking, "What do I need?" the platform asks, "Would you like this too?" Before long, your shopping decisions begin to feel spontaneous, but they're often carefully guided. Then comes urgency. Only 2 left in stock. Sale ends in 3 hours. 25 people are viewing this item. Limited time exclusive. These messages trigger something deeply human, the fear of missing out, even if you never planned to buy the product, even if you don't actually need it. The goal isn't just to sell you something. The goal is to stop you from thinking. Because the longer you think, the less likely you are to buy. That's why checkout has become incredibly fast. One-click ordering, saved payment methods, automatic address filling, Face ID confirmation. From desire to purchase can now take less than 10 seconds. Every second removed from the buying process increases the chances that emotion wins over logic. And when millions of people make hundreds of tiny emotional purchases every year, those tiny purchases become billions of dollars in corporate revenue. The companies aren't necessarily making you broke with one expensive item. They're making sure it's incredibly easy to say yes hundreds of times.
So far, we've looked at how companies encourage you to spend. But the real money isn't made when you buy something. It's made when you keep paying. Think about your monthly bank statement, rent or mortgage, phone bill, internet, streaming services, cloud storage, music subscriptions, gym membership, software, insurance, food delivery memberships. One by one, these payments don't seem expensive. $10 here, $15 there, $20 somewhere else. But modern businesses discovered something incredibly powerful. People rarely question small recurring charges. A one-time payment feels painful. A monthly payment feels manageable. That's why you'll often see 2 prices, $240 per year or only $19.99 a month. Your brain almost always focuses on the smaller number, even though you'll end up paying nearly the same, or sometimes even more. This is called price framing, and it's one of the oldest psychological tricks in marketing. The goal isn't to make something cheaper. The goal is to make it feel cheaper. Then there's auto-renewal. You sign up for a free trial. You tell yourself you'll cancel before the billing date. Life gets busy. A week passes, then a month, then 6 months. Before you realize it, you've paid hundreds of dollars for something you barely use. Industry surveys regularly find that many consumers underestimate both the number of subscriptions they have and how much they spend on them each month. Companies know this. That's why signing up often takes seconds. But canceling? Suddenly you have to log in, find the account settings, navigate through multiple menus, answer questions about why you're leaving, decline special offers, confirm your decision, sometimes even call customer support. This isn't poor design, it's intentional. Behavioral experts call it friction. Businesses remove friction when they want you to buy. They add friction when they don't want you to leave. And the strategy works because every extra click, every extra page, every extra confirmation increases the chance that you'll simply give up and stay subscribed. Now multiply that by millions of customers around the world. A forgotten $10 subscription doesn't change your life, but 10 million forgotten subscriptions? That's a billion-dollar business. Companies don't need every customer to actively love their product. Sometimes they just need you to forget it's there.
By now, you might be thinking, so the problem is that companies want me to spend. That's true. But there's an even bigger business hiding behind all of this. It's not spending, it's debt. Because once you've spent money you don't have, someone else starts making money from your future. Imagine buying a $1,000 television. If you pay cash, the store makes its profit once. The transaction is over. But if you put that same television on a credit card and only make the minimum payment, the real profits are just beginning. Interest quietly starts growing, month after month, year after year. What looked like a $1,000 purchase can end up costing significantly more if the balance isn't paid quickly. The exact amount depends on the interest rate and repayment schedule, but the principle is always the same. The longer you stay in debt, the more profitable you become. That's why credit card companies don't necessarily want customers who pay everything off immediately. From a business perspective, the most profitable customers are often those who carry balances and continue paying interest over time. Banks know something most people never calculate. Minimum payments create the illusion of affordability. Imagine your credit card bill is $5,000. The statement might ask for a minimum payment that's only a small fraction of the balance. Psychologically, it feels manageable. You think, I can handle that. And you probably can. But while you're paying the minimum, interest keeps working in the background. Much of your payment goes towards interest first, while the original balance shrinks slowly. Now add another purchase, then another. Soon you're not paying for today's lifestyle, you're paying for last year's decisions. This is where the cycle becomes incredibly difficult to escape. Your paycheck arrives, part of it pays interest, another part covers subscriptions, another pays loans, another pays insurance. By the time you reach the end of the month, you're borrowing again simply to maintain the same lifestyle. This isn't because you're irresponsible, it's because modern credit is designed to feel painless at the beginning and expensive at the end. The most successful financial institutions don't just sell money, they sell time. They let you enjoy today, while tomorrow's paycheck quietly pays the bill. That's why debt has become one of the most profitable industries in the world, because unlike a product that's sold once, interest can keep generating revenue for years, and every extra month you stay trapped, someone else earns another return on your future income.
By now, it's clear that spending isn't just about what you see, it's also about what you don't see, because some of the most expensive financial decisions are hidden in the fine print, not in giant bold letters, not on the front page, but buried inside terms and conditions that almost nobody reads. Think about the last financial product you signed up for: a credit card, a personal loan, a car loan, a mortgage, a phone contract, an insurance policy, or even a simple buy now, pay later purchase. Most people focus on one number, the monthly payment, but businesses want you looking at the monthly payment instead of the total cost. A car might cost $35,000, but after financing charges, fees, and interest over several years, the total amount paid can be much higher. The monthly payment feels comfortable, the total price often doesn't. That's why marketers advertise affordability, not ownership. Then come the hidden fees: late payment fees, foreign transaction fees, annual account fees, overdraft fees, processing fees, convenience fees, balance transfer fees, paper statement fees. Individually, many of these charges seem small: $5, $10, $30, easy to ignore. But together, they create a steady stream of revenue for financial institutions and service providers. Another hidden cost is introductory offers. You've probably seen them. 0% interest for 12 months, no annual fee, free for the first year. They're designed to get you through the door. The important details often come later. When the promotional period ends, interest rates, renewal prices, or standard fees may begin automatically unless you take action. Companies understand something about human behavior. Most people don't review every statement. Most people don't compare prices every year. Most people stay with the default option because changing providers takes time, and time feels expensive. There's also something called payment anchoring. If you're told something costs $50 a month, that number becomes your reference point. So when you're offered the same service for $39.99, it suddenly feels like a bargain, even if you never needed the service in the first place. The discount feels like savings, but spending money you didn't need to spend isn't saving, it's still spending. This is why reading the fine print matters, not because every company is trying to trick you, but because every company is trying to maximize its profits. Their responsibility is to grow their business. Your responsibility is to protect your money. And the gap between those two goals is where billions of dollars quietly disappear every single year. By now, one question should be impossible to ignore.
If millions of people feel like they're constantly struggling with money, who is getting richer? The answer isn't a mystery. It's written in corporate earnings reports. Every time you tap your credit card, someone earns a fee. Every time you finance a purchase, someone earns interest. Every time you forget to cancel a subscription, someone books recurring revenue. Every time you pay a late fee, someone reports higher profits. Modern finance isn't powered by people saving money. It's powered by people moving money. Banks are among the largest beneficiaries. They earn money through loans, mortgages, credit cards, overdraft charges, payment processing, and other financial services. While these services provide real value when used responsibly, they also become highly profitable when customers carry debt over long periods. Then there are the payment networks. Companies like Visa and MasterCard don't usually lend the money themselves. Instead, they earn revenue by processing billions of transactions every year. The more consumers spend, the more transactions flow through their networks. Next come the retailers. Their goal isn't simply to sell you one television or one pair of shoes. It's to turn you into a lifelong customer. That's why so many businesses now push memberships, loyalty programs, exclusive apps, financing options, and personalized offers. A customer who buys once is valuable. A customer who spends every month is priceless. Technology companies have also discovered the power of recurring income. Instead of selling software one time, many now charge monthly subscriptions. Instead of purchasing a movie, you subscribe. Instead of buying music, you subscribe. Instead of owning storage, you subscribe. One predictable payment from millions of customers creates an incredibly stable business model. Investors love that because predictable revenue often means predictable profits. And then there are advertisers. Every recommendation, every sponsored post, every targeted ad is designed around one objective: increase the probability that you'll spend. Your attention becomes their inventory. Your clicks becomes their data. Your purchases becomes their revenue. None of these companies are breaking the law by making profits. That's what businesses are supposed to do. The important question is different. If entire industries are investing billions of dollars every year to encourage spending, how much effort are you investing to protect your own money? Because while corporations have teams of economists, marketers, psychologists, and data scientists working to influence your decisions, most people are fighting that battle completely alone. And that's exactly why the financial game feels so one-sided.
By now, you can see the full picture. It's not just one bad purchase. It's not just one high interest rate. It's not just one hidden fee. It's a system designed to keep you spending, borrowing, and paying on repeat. And for most people, there comes a moment when they finally feel it, not intellectually, but emotionally. It's the moment you look at your bank account right after payday and wonder where it all went. You earned more than last year, but you don't feel any richer. It's the moment you realize you've been paying for things you don't even use anymore, subscriptions you forgot, clothes you never wear, a car that's worth less than what you still owe on it. It's the moment the math stops making sense. You work harder, you earn more, but the stress doesn't go away. It gets heavier. This is what financial experts call the lifestyle trap. Your income goes up, and your expenses rise to meet it. A bigger apartment, a newer phone, a nicer car, better restaurants. At first, it feels like progress, but very quickly it becomes the new normal. And to maintain that new normal, you need the entire paycheck. So you feel stuck, not because you're not working hard enough, but because every raise was already spent before it arrived. Here is the truth no one tells you in school. If your expenses always grow as fast as your income, you will never feel wealthy, no matter how much you earn. Some people earning $40,000 a year feel more financial peace than someone earning $150,000. Not because the number is different, but because the gap between what they earn and what they spend is different. Wealth isn't just about how much money comes in, it's about how much money stays. And for years, the system has been quietly training you to make sure nothing stays, to spend the gap, to borrow the gap, to close the gap completely, so that at the end of the month, there's nothing left to build with. That's the breaking point. Not when you run out of money, but when you realize the game was never about earning more. It was always about keeping more of what you already earn.
So how do you actually win?
Not by swearing off spending forever, not by feeling guilty for every coffee, but by reversing the system. If the system is spend, borrow, interest, repeat, you have to build the opposite system. And it starts with one simple but powerful idea. Pay yourself first. Before the retailers get paid, before the subscription companies get paid, before the banks earn their interest, you pay your future. Most people save what's left after spending. Wealthy people spend what's left after saving. It's the same income, just a different order, and that order changes everything. Step 1 is awareness. You cannot fix what you don't measure. For 1 month, track every single dollar that leaves your account. Not to judge yourself, but to see the leaks. You will be surprised how much goes to things that bring no lasting value. Step 2 is creating a gap. This is the most important number in your financial life. Income minus expenses. If there is no gap, there is no freedom. You create a gap in 2 ways. Spending less on things that don't matter so you can spend more on things that do. Cancel the duplicate subscriptions. Stop financing depreciating items. Wait 48 hours before any non-essential purchase. That 48-hour rule alone will save you more money than any budgeting app ever will, because it breaks the emotional spending reflex that marketers depend on. Step 3 is making the gap automatic. Willpower fails. Systems don't. Set up an automatic transfer the day you get paid, even a small amount, into a separate account you don't touch. An emergency fund first, so you never have to borrow for a flat tire or a medical bill again. Then, high-interest debt. Paying off a credit card with 20% interest is a guaranteed 20% return on your money. No stock market can promise that. Once the debt is gone, that same automatic payment starts building wealth, because the same compound interest that was working against you now starts working for you. Every dollar you invest is a tiny employee that goes to work and earns more dollars. At first, it's slow. Then it builds. Then it compounds. The banks knew this secret all along. Now you're using it for yourself. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent, because financial freedom is not an event. It's a habit repeated over years.
Let's go back to where we started. 2 people, same income, same city, same opportunities. One ends the month with nothing. The other ends the month with more freedom than the month before. The difference was never luck. It was never intelligence. It was understanding. Understanding that every financial system was designed to profit, either for them or for you. When you spend without thinking, you fund someone else's wealth. When you save and invest with intention, you fund your own. The companies we talked about will not stop. Banks will still offer easy debt. Retailers will still create perfect advertisements. Apps will still sell subscriptions. Algorithms will still study your behavior to make you click buy now. That's their job, and they are very good at it. Your job is different. Your job is to remember that you have a choice. Every single day, you get to vote with your money. Do I want to buy a moment of pleasure today? Or do I want to buy freedom for my future? This doesn't mean you can't enjoy your life. In fact, it's the opposite. The goal of money was never to hoard it. The goal is to use it without fear, to be able to leave a job you don't like, to be able to help your family without stress, to be able to say no to things that don't align with your values, to be able to sleep peacefully at night, knowing that tomorrow is taken care of. That's what real wealth is. It's not the car in the driveway. It's the options in your life. The system is powerful, but you are more powerful when you are aware. Because once you see the mechanism, you can no longer be controlled by it. You don't have to play the game the way it was designed for you to lose. You can design your own. And that choice starts with your next paycheck.